rituals continue at Ayodhya ahead of the grand Bhumi Pujan tomorrow. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister visits the holy site and takes stock of the preparations. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, in an exclusive interview with Doordarshan News, lauds the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, asserts Prime Minister Modi will set a new example for future generations by laying the foundation stone of the Ram Temple on Wednesday. Says the day will pay tribute to those who sacrificed their lives for the cause. The COVID-19 recovery rate in India reaches a new high of nearly 66% with almost 12 lakh recoveries. The case fatality rate continues its downward slide and stands at 2.1%. Over 2 crore tests conducted across the country. The Health and Family Affairs Ministry with the Welfare Ministry issues guidelines on preventive measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 in the yoga institutes and gymnasiums. All such institutes to open up from tomorrow. Flood situation remains critical in 14 districts of Bihar. More than 56 lakh population facing the wrath of floods. 42,000 people evacuated to safer places. 31 teams of the SDRF and the NDRF carrying out the relief and rescue operations. The flood situation improves in Assam. Heavy rains lashed Mumbai, leading to waterlogging in the several areas. The bus services and suburban railway services affected on many routes. People advised not to go near the beaches and other low-lying areas as a high tide is expected today. Defence Ministry unveils the draft Defence Production and Export Policy 2020, envisaging a self-reliant India in defence manufacturing. Invites the inputs from private and public industries, academia and others till the 17th of this month. Doordarshan's new channel DDSam to be launched today by Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar in New Delhi. The program will be broadcast live on Doordarshan News and DD National channel from 11 in the morning onwards. The dedicated DDSam channel will telecast news, entertainment and development programs in Assamese and showcase the cultural heritage of the state. Hello and good morning. You're watching Doordarshan News with me, Nancy Kohli. Our top story: the ancient religious and spiritual city of Ayodhya gears up for the historic moment as preparations for the Ram Mandir Bhumi Pujan are on in full swing. The temple city is being painted in yellow, the color of knowledge and auspiciousness ahead of the grand day tomorrow. A 3-day religious rituals got underway in Ayodhya from Monday, while a 6-hour-long special ceremony will be held alongside the special prayers at Hanuman Gadi today. The religious rituals have started this morning with the worship of Lord Hanuman's mark in Ayodhya, as he is believed to be presiding over the city. The continuous Akhand Ramayan recitation in all the local temples and a Deepotsav by lighting all the lamps in the houses, temples and the holy river of Saryu will also be held tonight and tomorrow. Every effort is being made to make the Bhumi Pujan historic and memorable. The walls of the houses, temples and other buildings around the temple complex are being painted. After completion of the Bhumi Pujan, arrangements have been made for laddus with special ghee to be distributed. The security arrangements with precautionary measures are in place before the groundbreaking ceremony. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has been constantly monitoring the preparedness. The Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Trust has sent out invitations to the special invitees. Prime Minister Modi, among the 175 people, will attend the main ceremony tomorrow. At least 135 saints, including saints from Nepal, will also be attending the religious traditions. Water and soil from rivers across the country are also reaching Ayodhya from every corner of the country to be used in the construction of the Ram temple.
पवित्र नदियों का जल और मिट्टी अयोध्या आए। समाज ने जिस उत्साह से इस विषय को पकड़ा, उसकी तो हमारे को कल्पना ही नहीं थी कभी। मैं गिनती भी नहीं कर सकता, 1500 स्थानों से आया कि 2000 स्थानों से जल आया। और देश की जितनी पवित्र नदियां किसी के भी ध्यान में आ सकती हैं, उन सब का जल आया है।
And let's now go across to our correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh, who is joining us from Ayodhya this morning. Shubhendu, good morning. So, of course, we are seeing that all the preparations are being made. Preparations have been put in place for the big day tomorrow. Just give us a sense of the people's excitement that you're witnessing there on the ground, and the security measures as well that have been taking, put in place for ahead of the big day tomorrow.
Lord Ram is going to be coming home early, and this time the homecoming is special and the celebrations are unprecedented. The preparations are all complete, Nancy. In fact, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in person took stock of the preparations at every venue. He was at Hanumangarhi. He was also here where I am at Saryu Ghat. This is called Ram Pauri, a very, very important spiritual religious site in Ayodhya. So preparations are all complete. Security is really heightened. Ayodhya, in a matter of hours, has been transformed into a fortress. There are checkpoints at every point. In fact, on River Saryu also, there were these security drills that were taking place yesterday. So from the security perspective, it's all done. From celebration perspective, it's all done. Every temple, every house, small or big, has been decorated in a manner just as we see in Diwali lights. There's going to be an extravagant display of Deepavali, of diyas this evening and tomorrow as well. So that will be a sight to behold. The preparations are all there. The excitement is really building up. In fact, we woke up to chanting of Sita Ram since morning, and if you can hear it, it's still on. Yes. Every temple, big or small, is in the mood to participate in this mega event, Nancy.
Absolutely. And also, Shubhendu, of course, special ceremony is also to be held at the Hanuman Gadi there, and Vedic rituals are continuing. Just give us the significance of the Hanuman Gadi, there in Ayodhya.
Yes, prayers are quite common in Hanuman Gadi temple, Nancy. It's one of the most important temples in Ayodhya, and the significance is the same as Lord Hanuman's significance in Rama, and that is absolutely central. And there's a tradition that each time you come to Ayodhya to worship Lord Ram, you first visit Lord Hanuman, his most loved disciple. Therefore, the centrality of Hanuman Gadi cannot be underestimated. Several pujas have been taking place in the run-up to 5th of August, and today there is a special aarti that has been planned in Hanuman Gadi. Of course, it is unprecedented because the construction of Ram Mandir, Lord of Lord Hanuman, is going to begin in a day's time. So it's a very special moment. And Hanuman is present in the form of a child in Hanuman Gadi temple, sitting on the lap of his mother. It's called Anjani Putra. So he's present in that form. The faithfuls believe that in Ramayana, once Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya, Hanuman also returned with him and decided to stay here with him, and therefore he's aboard Hanuman Gadi temple. Nancy.
All right, Shubhendu, so the stage is all set for the Ram temple Bhumi Pujan that's going to be taking place tomorrow, when Prime Minister Modi also will be there in Ayodhya. Thanks very much, Shubhendu. For the moment, though, we'll keep coming back to you for regular input. Thanks very much. And in an exclusive interview to DD News, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that Prime Minister Modi will set an example for future generations by laying the foundation stone of the Ram temple at Ayodhya. He said the 5th of August would be the day to pay tribute to those who sacrificed their lives for the cause.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी स्वयं प्रत्यक्ष रूप से इस अवसर पर आकर के लगभग 500 वर्षों के इस लंबे इंतजार को आज अपनी कर कमलों से, अपनी उपस्थिति से वर्तमान पीढ़ी को न केवल गौरवान्वित कर रहे हैं बल्कि आने वाली पीढ़ी के सामने एक बहुत बड़ी नजीर रखने जा रहे हैं। और इसके साथ ही उन सभी हुतात्माओं को जिन्होंने राम जन्मभूमि के लिए एक लंबा संघर्ष किया था, अपना बलिदान दिया था, जिन लोगों ने संघर्ष किया अपनी आंखों के सामने इस ऐतिहासिक क्षण को नहीं देख पा रहे हैं, उन सबको भी श्रद्धांजलि देने का एक अवसर 5 अगस्त 2020 की तिथि होगी।
The Chief Minister also said that the leadership of the Congress party never wished to resolve the issue and so it created hindrances in the construction of the temple.
कांग्रेस नेतृत्व कभी भी समस्या का समाधान नहीं चाहता था। आपने देखा होगा कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व ने 1949 में श्री सोमनाथ मंदिर की समस्या के समाधान में भी रोड़ा अटकाया था। और यही नहीं, श्री राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर निर्माण से संबंधित विभिन्न गतिविधियों में भी समय समय पर रोड़ा अटकाया था। और अंतिम रोड़ा इनका वो भी था जब कांग्रेस के एक वरिष्ठ नेता ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अर्जी लगाई थी कि न्यायालय 2019 के पहले इस समस्या का समाधान न करे। ये भी कांग्रेस के ही एक नेता ने किया था।
The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare continues to emphasize testing aggressively, tracking comprehensively and treating efficiently. In its fight against COVID-19, India has cleared a new high of 6,61,715 tests in the last 24 hours. The country has so far done 2,08,64,206 total number of COVID-19 tests. And the Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has issued guidelines on the preventive measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the yoga institutes and gymnasiums. The generic preventive measures include the simple public health measures that are to be followed to reduce the risk of COVID-19. These measures need to be observed by all the members, visitors and staff in these places at all the times. And these guidelines include measures such as individuals must maintain a minimum distance of 6 feet as far as feasible. The use of face covers or masks is mandatory at all the times within the premises. Also practicing frequent hand washing with soap for at least 40 to 60 seconds even when the hands are not visibly dirty. The use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers for at least 20 seconds can be practiced wherever feasible. The respiratory etiquette is also to be strictly followed, and this involves strict practice of covering one's mouth and nose while coughing or sneezing. Self-monitoring of health by all and reporting any illness at the earliest to state and district helpline. Spitting should be strictly prohibited. The installation and the use of the Arogya Setu app shall be advised to all. And news now from Mumbai, where heavy rainfall throughout the night has led to waterlogging in several parts of the city as the monsoon strengthened over the Arabian Sea. The weather department has sounded a red alert for today and tomorrow for extremely heavy rain in Mumbai. According to the BMC, more than 230 millimeters of rainfall recorded in Mumbai city in the last 10 hours. The BMC has also issued suitable warnings and advisories to all the coastal security agencies, the Disaster Management Department and Brihan Mumbai Electric Supply and Transport. The BMC has advised people not to go near the beaches and other low-lying areas as the high tide of 4.51 meters is expected in Mumbai at around 12:47 in the noon today. And let's now go across to our correspondent Yogi, who is joining us over the phone from Mumbai to give us an update as to how really the situation is panning out as far as heavy rainfall in Mumbai is concerned. Yogesh, good morning. Of course, red alert issued for today and tomorrow. Just give us a sense of how are people there, the Mumbaikas, coping with the situation.
Good morning, Nancy. To see what we had seen there after continuous rainfall all through the night, the situation is definitely very badly affected in the particularly in the city area like Dadar, Sion, Kudla, and also other low-lying areas. So the situation is severely affected in these areas because of red alert issues, and also that's the reason why the BMC has just come forward and taken a number of steps. As you have also rightly said, the high tide is also expected at around 12:47 p.m. and waves around 4.51 meters have been predicted. situation as far as traffic is concerned, let me tell you that Western Railway has been affected. The services have been temporarily suspended on Western Line. Talking about Central Line, then Central Line and Harbour Line. Trains are running, but the speed is very slow, and it is unlikely that we could see some disruption in the services because BMC and also Railway have deployed number of pumps there to evacuate water, and also the staffs are deployed there. Apart from that, BMC has also said all the departments to just stand by to face any situation if situation gets bad. And also some routes, some traffic routes have been diverted, like in Dadar TT, in Gandhi Market in Sion, and also in Kudla. Some traffic routes have been diverted also in JJ hospital route. So routes have been diverted to ensure that people don't face much trouble. As of now, as you have also rightly mentioned, that tomorrow and today, the two red alerts for tomorrow and today. Tomorrow, the red alert is particularly issued for Palghar district. Tomorrow it is for Thane, Mumbai, and also the coastal areas. So the people are also advised not to go near a sea or venture into the sea. So the alerts and the situations are closely being monitored by fire brigade, pumping stations officers, the BMC, NDRF agencies. All agencies are in fact prepared for the situation. Also, schools have been asked to get prepared in case people need to be evacuated. So schools have been told to just ensure and prepare in case people need shelter. Yeah,
okay. All right. All right, Yogesh, Sheetal, thanks very much for joining us for the moment and filling us in with all those details. Thanks very much. And focusing now on Bihar, where the flood situation still remains critical. More than 54 lakh people in 1,000 odd panchayats in 14 districts of the state have been affected. About 4 lakh people have been evacuated so far. 31 disaster relief teams have been placed into service. Nearly 27,000 people are staying in relief centers, while over 9.5 lakh people are being given cooked food through the community kitchens. According to the latest data received from the Central Water Commission, the Gandak River was flowing above the danger mark at Dumaria Ghat in Gopalganj. The Budi Gandak River was also flowing above the red mark at Lal Begia Ghat in West Champaran, Ahirwalia and Sikandarpur in Muzaffarpur and Samastipur. The water level of the Bagmati River was also above the danger mark at Deng Bridge at a few places. A red alert was issued in 24 panchayats in view of the heavy water pressure on the embankments of Kere and Bagmati rivers passing through Shivaji Nagar and Singhia block areas of Samastipur district. But the flood situation in Assam is improving. Only 17 of 33 districts are affected. With the one more death reported from Bongaingao district, the death toll due to floods has now risen to 110. The population affected by the flood waters, though, has come down to about 3.89 lakh. Golpara remains the worst hit district. The number of villages affected also has reduced to less than 500. More than 7,000 people had taken shelter in 38 relief camps. Almost half of the Kaziranga National Park is still under water. A strict curfew has been announced in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, in view of the specific inputs of violent protests over completion of 1 year of the abrogation of Article 370. The inputs also suggest that separatist and Pakistan-sponsored groups are planning to observe 5th of August as Black Day, and violent protests are not ruled out, and there are specific inputs about the violent protests endangering public life and property when the COVID-related restrictions are already in force. The curfew will continue till the 5th of August, although the COVID-related restrictions will still be in force till the 8th of August. Moving on now, the Defence Ministry has unveiled the draft Defence Production and Export Policy 2020 and invited the private, public industries, academia and others for their inputs. It envisages a self-reliant India in the defence manufacturing under the call of the Atmanirbhar Bharat given by Prime Minister Modi. The new policy aims to achieve a turnover of $25 billion by 2025, strengthen the supply chains and promote innovation and research and development. The draft policy is open to stakeholders for their inputs till the 17th of this month. In some other news now, the Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar will inaugurate a dedicated DDSam channel today. The inauguration program of the channel will be telecast on Doordarshan News and DD National from 11 in the morning onwards. The channel will telecast news, entertainment and development programs in Assamese and showcase the cultural heritage of the state. And shifting focus now, taking a look at the global updates on COVID-19. And as the WHO chief has said, the cases of coronavirus have increased more than 5-fold. Globally, over 1,84,42,000 people are affected with COVID-19. The virus has claimed the lives of over 6.97 lakh people worldwide. The total recoveries worldwide stand at over 1,16 lakh. The US and Brazil remain the worst affected in terms of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. And starting with the US, the country has suffered the most from the pandemic, with more than 48.62 lakh cases and over 1.58 lakh fatalities. Followed by Brazil, which has registered over 27.51 lakh cases of COVID-19 and over 94,700 deaths. And talking of the death toll worldwide, the US and Brazil are followed by Mexico with over 48,000 fatalities and the UK with over 46,200 fatalities. The World Health Organization chief has warned that despite strong hopes for a vaccine, there might never be a silver bullet for COVID-19. The WHO Director General and the WHO Emergencies Head Mike Ryan exhorted all the nations to rigorously enforce the health measures such as mask wearing, social distancing, frequent hand washing and testing aggressively. Tedros told a virtual news briefing in Geneva that a number of vaccines are now in phase 3 clinical trials, and he does hope that we will have a number of effective vaccines that can prevent people from infection. He also added that the number of COVID-19 cases has increased 5-fold, 17.5 million, and the number of deaths has more than tripled to 6,80,000 in the last 3 months. The WHO Emergencies Head Mike Ryan said that the countries with high transmission rates, including Brazil and India, needed to brace for a big battle. He said, I quote, "The way out is long and requires a sustained commitment." The advanced investigation team of the WHO was not yet back from China, where the virus originated. And the US President Donald Trump has insisted that shutting down the country in an attempt to curb the COVID-19 would cause more harm than good. Speaking to reporters, Trump said that a permanent lockdown policy is not a viable path forward in combating the pandemic. He said the US is doing really well on developing COVID-19 drugs and vaccines. Trump has also urged people to stay vigilant against the COVID-19 and follow social distancing, wear masks in the crowded places, and also to protect the elderly. Moving on now, today is the birth anniversary of the veteran singer Kishorekumars. Although he was known for giving voices to various super hit songs, but he was also an actor, screenwriter, director, a lyricist and a producer. Before ending this bulletin, we are leaving you with some of his evergreen songs. Listen into those. Thanks for being with us.
चला जाता हूँ किसी की धुन में धड़कते दिल के तराने लिए चला जाता हूँ किसी की धुन में धड़कते दिल के तराने लिए